welcome to Kermode Uncut. You may have noticed that film critics enjoy nothing more than a good title pun. I'll give you an example. I went to see The Mountain Between Us recently, which is this film starring Kate Winslet and Idris Elba. They're in a plane, the plane crashes on a snowy mountain, they're stuck, they're stranded, nobody knows they're there. You know, will they manage to survive? Will they find enough food to eat? Or will something more romantic happen? And it sort of begins like Alive. We even get a plane crash, which is very much like Alive, and the setup seems to be similar, but then it turns into something which is altogether rather different. And as I was watching it, I thought, it's Alive actually. And I was so pleased with myself for having come up with that pun that I made a mental note of it and I've used it ever since. And it's one of those weird things that I love the idea of a good pun, particularly when it's a play on the title. There was a film that came out recently called The Space Between Us, and the story was Asa Butterfield had grown up on a planet. If he came to Earth, he'd be terminally ill, so he came to Earth, he fell in love. I said, it's the fault in our Mars. Boom, tish. A while ago, when Avatar first came out, I was one of a number of people who seemed simultaneously to arrive at the very pleased with itself pun, hey, it's Dances with Smurfs. The thing is, puns don't necessarily have to be a criticism. I remember referring to Christopher Nolan's Inception as On Her Majesty's Psychiatric Service because of the fact that it owed a debt to Bond, and it was a film that basically all the action sequences took place inside somebody's head. Also, recently, I was talking about Goodbye Christopher Robin, a film which I like very much, which I referred to as essentially Saving Mr. Milne. And then I started thinking about this from the other side. I mean, how do they sound to readers or listeners? Do you like them as much as film critics do? Are they a cause for delight or a cause for despair? And, more importantly, what's your favourite film title pun? I've always said that the greatest film pun, which I didn't come up with, is a friend of mine called John Norton, who was reviewing this very, very strange Kevin Costner movie called The Postman. And the headline for his review was Post-Apocalyptic Pat. And I would have given my right arm to have come up with that pun. So firstly, do you like movie puns? Secondly, what's the best one? Let me know.